Close the door. Close the door. Close the door. Close the door. Yeah, close the door. Close the door. Let's close the door to every from the
Yes,
close
what
the
was the
door.
last topic in English class, Said?
Close the door.
Irregular nouns and regular nouns.
That is very good. Irregular and regular nouns. So what can you say about them?
Close the door.
Regular nouns are nouns that follow the general.
Yeah, the general principle of adding s, yes or
Yes.
no, to make a plural.
Should be
So to make a plural. So what about the
what?
irregular?
They are the ones that do not follow the general.
Okay, can you give one example of regular, how it follows, and one example of irregular before we move on to today's topic?
One example of regular verb.
Regular
Book.
now, yes. Book, you can books. Okay. What about irregular? Yeah. Irregular. That doesn't follow books, you know.
Loaf.
Okay, loaf become loaves. With the F changing to become VES. Okay, Ezekiel. Ezekiel, can you hear me now? I think the network on Ezekiel's side is something. Ezekiel, can you hear me now? So today, let's hope Ezekiel is able to hear very soon. So today, what we are looking at is titled Summary. Yes, summary. So, we're looking at, what is the topic for today? Summary, yes, summary. So, talking about summary, Ezekiel, are you there now? Can you hear me? Okay. But Said, are you hearing?
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's good. So, talking about summary, we'll be looking at the meaning of summary when it comes to English language and what are we expected to summarize. So summary simply means, if I say give a summary of something, simply mean a brief statement or a brief account. A brief statement or a brief account or of the main point of something. Like if I give you a storybook or a particular text and I say summarize chapter 3 for me, I am not saying you should rewrite the whole of chapter 3, but I'm trying to say in your own words, tell me what chapter 3 contains. Tell me what chapter 3 contains. So put down these notes. The summary is a brief statement or account, or a brief account of the main points of something. So I can say a summary of a particular chapter of a book. Yeah, that's the meaning of summary. But very soon we are going to look at it in details, how it affects our studies or how it concerns our studies in English language. In other words, we can say summary is a comprehensive and usually brief abstract or recapitulation or compendium of previously stated facts or statements, So, summary, let me give you that. Something that was previously stated that you are aware of or given to read through, you can say summary is also a comprehensive Remain comprehensive, not the whole details, but what you are giving us that will be enough to tell us more about, to tell us all about the topic or about the particular thing. So it's a comprehensive and usually brief abstract or recapitulation or compendium of previously stated facts or statements. So that is what summary is all about. So right now, I'm going to look at the other words that can be used to replace summary. You say, give a summary of something. We're saying you should give outline or precise, facts. Or we are saying you should give a short or condensed or compact or succinct, facts, details about something. Or we can say cut or terse or brusque, facts. So let's put that down. So, other words for summary. Number one, outline, precise. And number two means short, condensed. And number three means compact, and so on and so. So let me try to do with this symbol. So are you both seeing that? Okay, it's only Saeed that's online now. So let me allow, I think Ezekiel should join us again now. Okay. I don't know, maybe it's the network over there that didn't allow Ezekiel to join. So the next thing to look at is how to write summary of a particular work. How to write summary of that work. As a student, you should understand that summarizing or identifying what is the main or most important and important text in your own words is an important tool for success in school. When teachers teach you something, when you go back to the note, you are not expected to actually cram the details of the note, but you are expected to be able to summarize and tell the teacher in your own words what you understand about the text that you have been given. So we're going to be looking at the format of a summary now. The format of writing a summary. Summary writing format. Let's see here. So when writing a summary, there are some things to put into consideration. Let me give you the things to put into consideration when writing a summary. Points to consider. Let me see this. This is not showing out true. Yeah. Now, things to consider when writing summary. Number one, remember that it should be written in form of a paragraph unless it is otherwise stated. In form of paragraph unless it is what? Otherwise stated. Yes. Unless it is otherwise stated. So it should be in form of a paragraph. Then a summary begins with an introductory sentence that states the text title, author, and main point of the text as you see it. Also, it is good to note that a summary should be written in your own words, not actually repeating the words of the text unless where necessary. Then the next thing is that the summary contains only the ideas of the original text. Do not insert any of your own opinions or your own interpretation or deduction or comments into a summary. So you are using your own words, but what you are presenting is the opinion of the text, the interpretations of the text, the deductions of the text, and whatever the text is. So don't insert a new thing. Otherwise, what you will be giving to your examiner will be different from what the examiner is expecting from you. Then the next thing is that in order to identify the significance of claims the author uses to defend the main point, you can copy word for word 3 separate passages from the essay that you think or support or defend the main point of the essay as you see it. So that is the only way you are allowed to copy word for word. Then you can cite each passage by first signaling the work and the author by putting quotation marks around the passage you choose. And also to put a number of paragraphs where the passages can be found immediately after the passage. Maybe paragraph 2, paragraph 3 from where it has been extracted from. And the next thing is using source material from the essay is important. Why? Because defending claims with source material is what you will be asked to do when writing papers for your college professors or for your project in higher institution and so on. There must be what is called reference. There must be what is called what?
Reference.
Reference, yes. There must be reference. So, and the last sentence of a summary, the first sentence of a summary introduces the summary, while the last sentence must wrap up your summary. Often a simple rephrasing of the main point in just one sentence. In just one sentence, a simple rephrasing of the main point. So, as we continue with our lessons for now, we're going to go into an example of questions where you might be asked to write a summary. That you can do that as assignments or whatsoever, but I'll display the question here so you can see how the question come in exams, whatever exam it can be. So I want to be sure that you are through with the notes on the screen. Yeah, are you through with the notes now? Okay, so write as fast as possible so that you can continue. So, the summary is a brief statement or account of the main points of a passage or a text or something. Or we can say a summary of chapter 3 as an example. Then, a comprehensive and usually brief abstract or recapitulation or compendium of previously stated facts or statements. So that's a summary. So in other words, they can say she gives the precise concept or outline or short or condensed or compact or succinct or this. Then features of what to consider in writing a summary. When writing a summary, remember that it should be form of paragraph unless stated otherwise. So even if they say write 6 sentences, the 6 sentences should be included in just one paragraph. Not that you are going to write number 1, number 2. No. You are not going to list the numbers. You're going to write it in form of a paragraph, but the paragraph must contain only 6 sentences if they ask you to write it. And if they say, if the question should say in 5 sentences, so that means your paragraph should contain only 5 sentences. Is that clear?
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good. So I want to clean the board. I will make this available later because of our time. I want to clean the board. I'm going to complete that. And I want to give an example of what question can come under summary. I want to give an example of what question that you can see under summary when it comes to WAEC. So I'm going to give you the notes later through the video, okay?
Yes.
Yes, is that taking? Ezekiel, can you hear me now? Are you there now? Okay, so let me give you an example now. Like this is section C from, in English structure questions for WAEC. Summary used to come as the third section, where the first section is your objective, which is lesson structure. The second can be the oral or whatever, and the third section will be the summary. Oh no, the second will be the comprehension, while the third will be the summary. So let's see what this is all about this particular question. So I want to believe this screen is supposed to be able to take it up. Let me see. Try as much as possible to fit it in there. It's a particular passage that students in the exams were asked to summarize. So I want to try and bring it up. But before bringing it up, I want to enlarge this. Yes, I want to enlarge it first. Okay, so let me bring up that. Yeah, I think this is better enough. Okay, but not picking up the whole. The problem outline. See. Okay, hold on, please. Let me check something. I have to do that again to bring up the question properly. Okay, I think it's there now. So let's see. Let's see how it works now. So this is the question. It says, you are advised, talking to the students in the examination now. It says, you are advised to spend about 15 minutes on this session, read the following passage carefully, and answer the questions on it. Now, and the passage is right here. Passage is right there. So you cannot expect to go through life without making problems, difficulties, perplexities, and frustration. So now say, perplexities, frustration, you are an inevitable part of the human experience. I mean, they are inevitable part of human experience. Rather than thinking that you're a victim, especially singled out by malign fate, when confronted with a problem, the first thing to do is to gather all relevant data, get acquainted with the facts of the case, then write down exactly what the problem is, stating it simply in black and white. This gives you understanding, gives you something definite with which to come to terms. The problem is assessed, and you will now have something concrete to do. This is a passage which needs to be summarized. And let me see. what part is missing here? So this is like a passage. So if you are able to read the whole passage through, if you're able to read the whole passage through, then you will be able to answer the question. The question says, in 6 sentences, one for each, summarize the steps to be taken when faced with problems and state why each step is necessary. In 6 sentences, one for each. The meaning of one for each in that it means 1 point for each sentence. So in 6 sentences, summarize the steps to be taken when faced with problems and state why each step is necessary. So that means the examiner is expecting a paragraph from you in order to state what to do when faced with problems. Let me see the other aspects of this now. Daddy said, go for a walk. Let me see. The page is not containing all of the passage, but I will make that available after the class. Just a second. Okay, very good. So, but let me just write the question out while I make the full passage available after the class. So, and this is what the question says. The question says, in 6 sentences, one for each, summarize the steps to be taken when faced with a problem and state why each step is necessary. So even from the question, from the instruction or from the question, you would have known that the passage is talking about steps to take when you are faced with problems. And you can see from the introduction of the passage, it said, you cannot expect to go through life without meeting problems, difficulties, perplexities, and frustrations, without facing problems. And so difficulties, perplexities, and frustration are inevitable parts of the human experience. It's talking about that there will be problems, and when there are problems, how do you go about solving it? So accepting this idea of the inevitability of problems will help you to approach them in a robust frame of mind rather than thinking that you are a victim or especially singled out by malignant faith. When confronted with a problem, the first thing to do is to gather all relevant data, to get acquainted with the facts of the case. Then you write it down, you put them down in white and black, and this gives you something definite to work with, to come to terms with. And the problem is assessed, and you will have something concrete. The steps, to take, that you don't have to worry or work yourself out. So today, we have been looking at the concept of summary, yes or no. I've been looking at, and I will make the notes available later. So, and we said summary simply means short description of the whole details. So can you remember maybe any one thing or one feature of a summary or things to put in mind when writing a summary? Can you just mention one? Just any one thing to put in mind when writing a summary according to the previous note. Can you mention one now? Yes.
Everything from what you read, I should write that.
Can you come again and let it be a little bit clearer? Yes.
Yeah. It's not everything.
Yes. I'm taking to side now. I said, give me one thing that we should put in mind when writing a summary in English language. Yes. Said, over to you.
This summary is meant to be really detailed words.
Okay, though I'm not getting that clearly, but when writing the summary, you should remember that it should be in form of a paragraph. That is the most important fact there. Is that taken?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Just like what you have on the screen. So the instruction says, at the end of the passage, the instruction says in 6 sentences.
Summary.
The fact that they say in 6 sentences does not mean you should list number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. No, you should write a paragraph that consists of 6 sentences. So that is where we are going to be rounding up the class for today, and I'm going to make the notes available as well as this assignment, which is this question. I'm going to make it available to you after the class. So thank you for joining the class today. The network has been unfriendly for you, but you're going to have the notes later. Is that taken by you? Alright,
Okay, sir.
okay, so you have a nice day and expect the notes later, okay?
Okay.
Alright, bye.
All right, yeah.
Okay, see you.